Welcome to another Bleach Brave Souls video. Now, I felt like there is a need to make a certain specific video on this topic as a lot of newbies, a lot of beginner players are out there at the moment starting with this game, and I mean, Caleb has done a good job giving us a lot of great things to farm at the moment. For example, we have Brawl Quest, which is down here. Then we have the current point event. Then we have times 3 droplets drop rate on enriched droplet zone. So, and we have times 2 potions on inheritance zone. So basically, we have a lot to farm currently, and with a lot to farm, one has to like think first which team to use for what. And I'm going to talk about today a few team compositions and a few of the good choices as main runners in most accounts. Like most of these units should be available to most players out there that start the game new, which you could choose as main runner and maybe choosing 2 units aside with their respective accessories and links. Now let's get into this. Right, the first crazy broken auto character, and actually my favorite in the entire game, is the new TYBW Chair Eisen. This character literally is insanely broken. He's a nat unit, that means he's a normal attack damage character, and he literally can auto literally any PvE and even PvP content in the game. I mean, I auto IT stages with him. Obviously, he's 505, but even at 105, he will literally dominate any PvE content, whether that be point event, if it's Brawl Quest, if it's anything. Doesn't matter. This Eisen will take care of it. So if you're currently farming point event, or maybe struggling with, say for example, you pulled a new Ichigo and you're struggling using Ichigo as an auto unit, then try considering using this Eisen, because he will definitely safe carry you. Give him something like the new speed item with attack 15 on the second slot, and the Ryukotsuyu attack 30% to make him even faster maybe, and a gold chappy or a normal chappy if you have, and give him 3 increased normal attack damage links, and you're good to go. You don't even need to increase his movement speed, just focus purely on attack with this one. Remember, this is your main DPS unit, your main damage dealer. Try to get him at least, really at least, to level T10. T15 would be even better, because if you can get him to T15, give him the skill full stamina damage boost, and with his strong attack too, he has a shield, so he's going to be able to keep up his damage, his stamina almost all the time. And trust me, this character is going to be your bread and butter when it comes to farming. Right, second unit I would recommend very much is obviously one of the considered by most to be most enjoyable and safest auto character in the game. For me personally, right behind After Eisen, it's Spirits Are Forever With You, Jushiro, and this character is a crazy nut unit. His SA2 has a multiple shield too. He has even drain on his attacks, so he's basically going to be able to keep up his stamina very good. He has built-in normal attack damage plus 20%. So this character is another unit you can easily solo farm PvE and Brawl Quest without any problem. So either him right after Eisen would be another good choice. Build should be exactly the same as Eisen, just prescribed. Give him a full attack damage increase, links and accessories. Now, a unit a lot of people probably have just shortly released after 7th anniversary is the TYBW Yamamoto, and also he is a great character if you don't have any NAD alternatives to farm, because he is just hitting like a truck. He doesn't have as much survivability as the other 2 characters due to him lacking a shield, but his SA2 with his Vortex will actually take care of a lot of enemies. And with his damage output, this character is literally insanely broken. And I mean, give him accessories, full on spiritual pressure boost, and go for his links, something like this hybrid links between increasing strong attack damage and strong attack recharge reduction, and that would make him also a decent alternative to a NAD character, to a normal attack damage character as a farming unit. Another great NAD alternative is the 6th anniversary Eisen, and a lot of people have him because he is currently in the beginner selection banners, and he is great in farming. I use him on my alt account for farming literally everything in the game, as I'm lucky in the first two characters. So basically he's my bread and butter on that account, and he takes care of anything. Using him as a main runner in point events, brawl quest will get the job done, and he'll most likely survive. He has good survivability. Why? Because he has drain on his attacks plus weakening, so he is basically a very, very good alternative, even better than Yamamoto for auto farming. Then last but not least, I'm gonna give a favorite of mine, which I used for a very long time on this account. I mean, this is probably my most used unit in the account. I'm talking about Fierce Battle Kisuke. He is great, a very good NAD character. He's got very fast NAD string with good pushback on his essay, on his strong attacks. He has a shield on his SA too, which is just a normal shield, but very much sufficient. This character has great survivability, his range, he's dishing out good damage, very, very good auto runner indeed. I've used him for literally everything until I got my eyes on. He solos PvE, point events, brawl quest. For you using this character for things like this, awesome choice. Given the same equipment as shown here, like Chappie, Gold Chappie, Wooden Sword, use links that increase his normal attack damage. You could preferably give him a link like this Ichigo with last ditch survival rate plus up, so he has some survivability even extra on top. Should it be ever happening that he gets hit and dies. So yeah, those are like 5 options I'm presenting to you guys for choosing as a main runner when farming the current point event, when farming any point event by that matter, when farming current brawl quest, because brawl quest can be very taxing. I mean, some of these enemies can one-shot you. And yeah, you got to be careful about the choice of your main runner for any team composition. So choosing one of these 5 characters, or there are obviously many more options, but I'm just going for these 5 options at the moment because a lot of people should already have them. Either you just started the game and you have been lucky enough to pull the TYBW characters, or you are a beginner and you most likely have 6th anniversary Aizen or this Fierce Battle Kisuke, as these two are available from tickets. So yeah, these are like my choices to go to when auto farming content in the game. Obviously there is others like maybe Power Kugo and a lot of other characters, but those are like my main characters I'm recommending for farming. I gave you 3 options for NAD and 2 options for SP-based characters if you like to maybe go for SP, but I always recommend NAD for auto farming because obviously there is no cooldown requirement to hit harder for his attacks, for their attacks, and yeah, the 3 I've shown all have shield, great survivability, give out great numbers. Now, let's go to the side team. What characters you want to be choosing, what equipments you want to be giving them. That's another choice. That's another question. So what characters you want to be choosing aside? So ideally you want to be making a team with a main runner that is your main DPS and 2 side units that increase the amount of drops you get from a certain event, quest, or whatever you're farming. So in my case, my main team is always main Aizen, Yoruichi Cat Form, and Kokoporo. Why? Because these 2 characters increase the amount of gold coins dropped by 17%. And if I go and check out their builds quickly, they both have the same attribute color of Karakuri Riser watches, one 3-star, one 4-star, one 5-star. So they get an additional amount of 45% coin drop on top of their already existing 17%. So that's a lot of coins that you're going to get with a team like this. Plus, you want to give them character links that also increase further crystal or jewel drop rate or coin drop. So he's another 13% coin, he's another 17%, he's another 13% plus jewel drop, plus jewel and crystal drop. So basically, with her on my team, with this cat Yoruichi, I'm gaining a lot of coins. And if you're ever wondering how people get a lot of coins, obviously through playing epic raids. But if you check out my coins, I've got over a lot of coins. So basically, what you want to be doing is choosing a team like this and just farming point events naturally will increase your coins to a crazy amount. Say, for example, I'm using this team now with Aizen as my lead and Yoroichi and Kokaporo as sides. Farming with this team, Brawl Quest or point events for like thousands of tickets will give me a couple of hundreds of millions of coins. So basically, using a team like this has positive side effects. And the same thing with Kokaporo. He's got 70% innate soul trade coin drop. And same thing again, these watches and crystal jewel drop links all across. So it's always the same. You want to be choosing the same builds as I've just shown you for these two for any side unit for a farming team to maximize your gains from any quest. And here are some of the characters that increase the coin drop rate. Then there are some, let's filter them to increase crystal jewel drop. So these are some of the characters that increase crystal jewel drop. And what you would also be doing, what you could also be doing is choosing a team, for example, like this. So for current Brawl Quest, for example, why would you choose a team like this? Kisuke as a main runner, Isane and Nini. Now you don't have to choose the same characters, but choosing, for example, a team like this, where I'm using Aizen as my main DPS dealer as the main runner, and choosing two pot units, in this case Isane and Nini, to increase the pot drops I'm gaining from Brawl Quest, because Brawl Quest enables you to get droplets and pots. So it's a smart choice to choose as side units potion drop units, and as for equipment, give them the same equipment you would give. For example, I've given Kat Yoroichi and Kokaporo. So give them to the same equipments as those two, and then do focus on Brawl Quest with a team like this to maximize your potion output. And that's basically like a little pro tip to like increase the amount of things you get in this game. If you farm with a team like this, for example, here, Aizen, Yoroichi, and Kokaporo, with the same setup I've just shown you for these two side characters, you will be probably gaining a lot of gold coins in your farming time. If you just use auto clicker, for example, I've made a video on how to set that up, or use a macro on PC, you can maximize your gold and crystal income. And if you just check out my inventory, now I have a lot of crystals and a lot of jewels, and I would never have to think about not having enough of these, because all of these are purely from Brawl Quest, point events, and other farming events. I've never had the need to buy any of these, or I've never struggled with them, because I'm simply just farming and accumulating these over time. Like, it's just the way it is once you maximize your farming outputs in this game. And it's like everything in the world. Like if you maximize the amount of effort you spend into an own company, the company will then return greater profit. So it's the same in the game. If you maximize the effort spent farming and maximize your farming team, then that will reflect on the materials you get. And this basically concludes this video, and I hope this was helpful to some of you, that choosing a right team with the right composition, making sure you have a very, very OP running main character. And the main character has to have the ability to auto content. So ideally, you'd never want to choose really an SP unit except the ones I've shown you, rather than try and choose only characters that aren't SP-based characters. For example, if you filter according to normal attack, let's just see, and all of these units here are NAD units, and potentially could use all of them. So this Aizen is great, like I said. This Soifon is great. This white Ichigo is great. Kisuke is great. Jushiro is great. This Kugo is great. This Gin is awesome. So these are like characters you want to be choosing, for instance, as NAD options and as very good options for optimizing your farming team. And that's basically it for me. If you have any questions, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think. You can ask me in the comment section, or better yet, you haven't joined up already, consider joining our Discord server. There is a lot of people on there already. We are growing fast. We're over 70 members now, and we are active. So if anyone's looking for people that are actively playing co-op and stuff, you will find your matches there, and I'm on there too. So if you have any questions you want to ask me concerning the game, I'd be glad to help. So yeah, thanks for joining. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys next time.